Well, hello everybody. Maybe that out at the range with commercial Snider. As you know, last time out, some trigger pull accuracy was really bad, and I fixed the trigger pull. The accuracy is still not going to be there. However, on the internal here, there's a little tumbler that catches the hammer, and it's got two grooves in it. One to lock the hammer and you can't pull the trigger, and the other one is, I guess you call it the sear. This is the spot in the groove where when you pull the trigger it releases the hammer. I can't think of the word, but I'll try and post some pictures in the video. And so I had to do some filing. The inside, the inletting was not really matching the lock plate. It was hitting in spots, and so I had to clear some inletting. I also weakened the mainspring and the trigger spring, and it has a hair trigger on it now, and I'll show you. No issues at all pulling the trigger. Now we are at 50 yards, and I'm thinking we got a break coming up here pretty quick, so I'm going to wait till after the break, and we'll start shooting. So, okay, took me a minute to get set up here, so yeah, we'll wait till after the break. Alright, we're going to switch to my shooting glasses. Zip this coat up a little bit. Really an overcast day today. I'm using the X-ring bullet for the Snider, and I don't remember what the load is for this, but it's the same as I had last time. I didn't have very good accuracy with it, but it was literally the first time I've loaded for this rifle. So I'm going to do some smoke. I am sure. Alright. Aim in the same place. Trigger pull was awesome. Just a hair trigger on it now. Really blowing some smoke. Actually, I want to go half cock. Okay. And yeah, worked just fine. I was worried the speed tension might not be enough. Since I weakened it some. But the last time out, I had to pull the trigger so hard it was awful. Now it's just a hair trigger, and man, black powder stinks. I just thought I'd shoot these up. Make sure we're locked in. Alright. Same place. The recoil's very mild. I was worried about weakening this area too much, removing material to get this lock plate to fit in like it was supposed to. There's so much interference. If you recall in the last video, the main I got from IMA, because the one that originally came with this was broken, and the trigger, the spring was so heavy I couldn't pull the trigger, so there was a lot of work bringing out the springs, both the springs actually, and I had one spring failed, and so yeah, it's actually shooting very well. I don't know about accuracy, but it's shooting. Its trigger pull is amazing now. Oh, it's very. Ah, I did it. Okay. Every once in a while, you'll get where the extractor jumps over the rim, and then you have to, like, trusty pocket knife out and try and pry that bullet out. There we go. The extractor jumped over the bullet, the case. So now I got to try and, there we go. Okay. Drop another one in. So the next thing we'll work on is accuracy. Careful not to touch that trigger, it'll go. Try some different bullets, different powders. Right now I'm using 1F Grappenson's black powder, and it seems to be working. As far as function goes, not a military load. I did it again. That jumped over the rim. Not a big deal. But it seems to start to foul here. But I was using shoots and powder previously, and that stuff just really gummy and nasty. I didn't like the shoots and powder at all. I've got that trigger pull so light, and yeah, it might go off on its own. Now, as far as cleaning these cases, what I've been doing is putting them in a tumbler with some soapy water and some stainless media and tumbling them for a while. It seems to work. And my cleaning rod. Okay. Cleaning rod's coming out. I just pull it out. I don't know what the deal is with these cleaning rods, but the barrel bands are tight and it's not really holding the cleaning rod in place. Okay. Amazing. The trigger pull is awesome. But yeah, when I was out last time out with this, I shot 5 rounds and the trigger pull and everything was so bad, I just stopped shooting, as you probably remember if you followed me on the last video. And trigger pull may have been contributing to my group, I don't know. Uh-oh, we heard a misfire. So hold it and wait. Just wait. Don't want to have anything go off accidentally. Alright. Now let's hit it again. Good there. The white strike, no big deal. Man, it did it again. I guess shotgun shell, brass shotgun shells as your you're going to have that problem with this one. not a lot of room on there. So, yeah, well, that one's good and tight. Okay. All right. Okay. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Come on out of there. That's it. All right. I want to shoot these all up on camera and see how they do. I can't really see. I didn't set the scope up, so we'll go down and look at it together. Okay.
You have 1 minute till ceasefire. You have 1 minute.
You've got 1 minute. Alright. Okay. If I pull that, yeah, that works. Alright, if you don't pull that extractor out all the way, just enough to loosen the case, maybe it doesn't jump the rim. So we got a minute, so we'll just pause the camera here. Okay, so we're downrange on this gloomy November day in Indiana. And see where the holes are. Last time they were all over the place. I think if I recall, they were all to the right. I got a few I can see from here that are hitting the targets. It's better, way better than the last time. Okay, so I'm not shooting to the right anymore, so that trigger pull, that heavy trigger pull, is just pulling the gun to the right. So my aim point's right here, and they're all in this area, and you got a flyer over here. So that is an improvement. The rest of it, I think, is just in the load, trying some different loads and see if I can bring that group down. But I'll finish those last 3 shots and then I'll move on to something else. I will take you back down for the last 3 shots just because I can, because I have to take the target down when I move on. I'm going to move on to the 25-yard range, and got a couple other projects I want to get through today. I actually had 4 projects I wanted to do, but I'm limited for time because the wife and I have an appointment this afternoon. I don't want to be late. So yeah. All right. I don't know about this camera. I think it does okay, but my microphone setup, I don't like my microphone at all. I've got to come up with a better microphone. All right, well, let's get back to the other camera. Well, I have 3 more rounds left, and then I will be putting this rifle away and getting it cleaned up when I get home. Kind of a pain in the hind end to clean now because my garage is being remodeled, and I gotta do what I gotta do, I guess. So we fixed the trigger pull on this. That's really nice, and that heavy trigger pull was contributing to the inaccuracies I was having. That's part of the problem. It's not shooting to the right anymore. Now I think it's a matter of load and how I load. I don't really know. I don't have any experience with this, so the black powder stuff, I don't have I mean, see what experience I have it all on video. But, you know, we're using the, I can't read it, this is a 24 gauge shotgun shell, and it works very well for this. The chamber allows me to chamber this larger bullet in here. I believe the original bullet was 580,000 and it was paper patched, question mark. This is a 600 diameter bullet with it's been lubed, and then I have black powder in here. I have a cardboard wad, I believe, no, felt wad, and then backer rod to fill the void, and then another wad on top of that. Now, there's other ways of loading this round. I've heard people say cream of wheat, but then Norm Sutton, rest in peace, old friend, said that cream of wheat can get compacted and it can be dangerous. So, probably not going to do that unless I see other people doing it. I'll do some more research, see what other people are doing with their loads, and see if I can improve it some more. This is a cast iron barrel. This is not, or iron barrel, not cast iron. It's not the steel barrel. It is the commercial rifle that has absolutely no military markings on it anywhere. It also has no bayonet lug. Now, as I understand it, the iron barrels were more sought after than the steel barrels. Something to do with tooling for putting the rifling in. It get dull, and the rifling wasn't very good, and the rifling was better in the iron barrels because the iron is softer than steel, and it didn't wear out the rifling tool as much. So that's what I've understood. Again, it's all Fed lore, as I understand it. So take it with a grain of salt, do your own research. But I am pleased with the way this is shooting now. I did inlet the inside of this. I'm going to take it apart, use some wood stain and stain it all, and put it back together. So let's get to go. But this trigger right now is kind of scary because it is a hair trigger now. So you got to be ready to shoot when I cock the hammer or have a good hold on the firearm because, yeah, I don't want it to go off unless I'm in control of the firearm. Pretty cool. Yeah, there we go. Just break it loose instead of trying to extract it the full length of the extractor. It seems to work better so far. The sight system on this is rudimentary, but it works. So adjustable ladder sight for elevation or windage. The windage is done by grinding the front sight, according to what I'm seeing here. And it's, I've not gone mess with it. It seems to be, the windage seems to be right on. So, there you go. And this is the last one. Like I tell you, I'm very happy with it. Very cool. You know, if you were in a firefight back in the day when these were being used, this guy would be dead down here.
Yeah, did you actually shoot there?
Alright, that was the last one. And there we go. Starting to stick in there. Those get sticky in there. Black powder stinks. But, cool. Alright. So I am done with this. I didn't make a bazillion cases, and I only made enough to test and get this thing going, and it's going now. So any of you that's watching me is familiar with the Snider. I'm assuming the barrel bands are what hold it in place. Is there something I can do to get this to stay in place that does not damage my firearm? Let me know. And again, For those of you that knew Norm Sutton, I just thought I'd throw in there. He was a good guy. He was somebody I could call when I was in a pinch. He lived in Florida. I live in Indiana, but he was available to talk to. I've never met him in person, but he was always a big help with me, either over the phone or through text. And his loss has been very profound to this community. And when I shoot this old black powder stuff here lately, it reminds me of him. So rest in peace, Norm. And you are missed. All right, I'm going to move on to something else, but first I want to take you down there and show you the target at the break.
This is your target.
Okay, so that was my last 3 shots. So I just take you down here and show you. I got to take the target down because I'm moving over to the 25-yard line for another project I'm working on. I think I got another flyer out of those last 3. Yeah, one over the shoulder there. I don't think that was there before, and then there's one down low. But what do you think? I think that guy's dead, don't you? All right. Yeah, I'm gonna shut her down.